So this morning when I was going through my Bible reading, I came across something that I thought might be nice to share with you. It's found in Deuteronomy 15:12 through 15. So I might just read that for you now. It says here, "And if thy brother, an Hebrew man or an Hebrew woman, be sold unto thee, and serve thee 6 years, then in the 7th year thou shalt let him go free from thee. And when thou sendest him out free from thee, thou shalt not let him go away empty. Thou shalt furnish him liberally out of thy flock, and out of thy floor, and out of thy winepress. Of that wherewith the Lord thy God hath blessed thee, thou shalt give unto him. And thou shalt remember that thou wast a bondman in the land of Egypt, and the Lord thy God redeemed thee. Therefore I command thee this thing today." So that got me thinking about what are some possible ways where we might have this apply to us today. And I thought, well, forgiveness. God forgave us, and if we don't then show that forgiveness to somebody else, we are in a sense, I guess, keeping them in bondage to our resentment. And in a sense, because God has offered us free forgiveness, freedom from sin, we are then obliged to pass that on. There's a verse in Matthew 6:15, yes, that I think sums this up quite nicely. And it says, "But if ye forgive not men their trespasses, neither will your Father forgive your trespasses." So that, I guess, comes back to it's offered freely, but on a condition. And I was thinking, well, what are some of the reasons why we might not be able to forgive someone else, or might not find it easy? And I thought, number one might be, we might look at our sin as not being as bad as someone else's. So yes, God set me free from my guilt, but I didn't do something that you did. Yours was terrible. And sometimes that might be legitimate. However, look at Eve's sin. She just took a little piece of fruit. But at the end of the day, her sin was a sin of rebellion against God's law, which is the definition of sin. And so no matter how small the sin is, it is still a rebellion against God. And therefore no sin is any better than any other sin. The wages of sin are death. And so that's point one. The other potential option is we lack the faith to believe that God is loving and willing to forgive. There are people, and I know at times I've done the same thing, pray for forgiveness and repent, and then you think, oh, was I sorry enough? And that's not a condition. I've not come across that as being a condition. It was repent, seek my face, that sort of thing. There was no condition of, unless you're sorry enough and you cry enough and you beat yourself up enough, I'm not going to forgive you. It was just repent, turn from your wicked ways, and I will forgive and I will heal. So I think the other thing comes down to then, to sum it up, faith in God's willingness to forgive and to love us. And I think that also kind of relates to the whole love tank thing. If your love tank isn't full, if you don't feel loved by God and forgiven by God and freed from your guilty past, then you're not in a psychological position to be able to forgive somebody else. So yes, that was my thought of the day. Hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time. God bless. Bye.